Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're ready to level up your hand embroidery skills, this is the second series in my embroidery stitch collection, and today we're learning 15 intermediate stitches together. I'll demonstrate each stitch step by step first, and then you can follow along and stitch with me at your own pace. This tutorial is perfect if you've already learned the basics and want to add more texture, detail, and dimension to your embroidery. The full pattern is available on my Etsy shop if you'd like to stitch along, and feel free to subscribe for more hand embroidery tutorials, stitch guides, and creative inspiration. Let's get started. This is the reverse chain stitch. Bring your needle up at the start of the line. You're going to insert it back down one stitch length forward. Pull your needle down. Then bring it up ahead. You're going to insert your needle through the first stitch that we did. You're going to catch the loop each time, and you're going to continue this. So one stitch forward, pull your needle through, then insert it underneath the previous stitch and insert your needle back down. Makes it easier if you know the chain stitch. This stitch is good for stems, wreaths, borders, textured lettering. To end the stitch, you will make one final reverse chain stitch, loop your needle through, bring it back, and tack it down, just like that. This is the seat stitch. You are going to bring your needle up, pull through, and just one stitch forward and bring your needle back down. It's basically straight stitches. So you're going to work tiny straight stitches scattered closely together, changing direction slightly. This stitch is good for light fills, textures, berries, background details. You will end this stitch by pulling your needle up, making your last final seed stitch, tacking it down, and just tying it off in the back and securing it. This is the pistil stitch. You're going to bring your needle up. If you're familiar with French knots, this will be easy for you. You're going to wrap the thread around the needle once or twice and insert it up top while holding the wraps, and then pull your needle through. Just like that. This stitch is good for flower centers, buds, berries. To end this pistil stitch, you're going to make your final pistil stitch. Bring your needle through and then secure it at the back of your hoop by tying a knot. This is the feather stitch. You're going to bring the needle up along the center line. Then you're going to insert it back down on the opposite line at the same level. Then you're going to insert your needle back up in between these two stitches. And you're going to pull your needle all the way through, catching the thread to form a V shape. So you're going to go now, insert it back down on the opposite end, stop, pull your needle through in between the two stitches, form the V shape, and pull through. You will keep continuing this. This stitch is good for leaves, vines, borders, flowing designs. To end this stitch, you're going to make your final feather stitch. You're going to bring your needle on the opposite side, pull your needle through, then bring it up through the middle, pull your needle through, get your final V shape, and then you're going to insert your needle back down over near where you came from the previous stitch and just tack it down, just like that. This is the herringbone stitch. You are going to bring your needle up, pull through, and then you're going to insert your needle back down towards the diagonal stitch. Pull your needle down, then you're going to insert on the left of the herringbone stitch. So you're going to pull your needle back up, come across diagonal, and insert your needle back down. And you're going to repeat the same. You're going to insert it back towards the left, go diagonal, and insert your needle down, and then bring your needle back up through the left. This stitch is good for borders, bands, leaf fills, decorative seams. To end the stitch, you're going to make your final herringbone stitch. Go diagonal, insert your needle down, come back up through the left, insert your needle through, come diagonal across, and just tack your needle through and then secure it on the back of your hoop. This is the chevron stitch. You're going to bring your needle up, then insert it back down one stitch forward, but leaving a gap. You're going to pull your needle through, but not all the way. And you're going to insert your needle back through the middle of both of those stitches. And you're going to pull all the way through. Then you're going to take your needle diagonal. You're going to pull through. Okay, and now you're going to repeat where you take your needle up towards the top of where you just finished. Go one stitch length forward. Bring your needle down. And then you're going to insert your needle back through the middle. And pull your needle through. Okay, so we're going to go diagonal again. And you will notice that my thread is facing, if it's on the left side, I'm holding my thread, my floss facing the left, and if I'm on the right side, my floss is facing the right side of the loop. So right now, when I make my chevron stitch over here, my floss will form like a letter C, and then when I'm on the opposite side, it's going to be the opposite formation of the letter C. This stitch is good for borders, bands, statement fills. To end the stitch, you'll make your one final diagonal stitch down. Then you're going to insert your needle one stitch forward on top of where you just inserted your needle. Pull through and insert it back down, and you've just learned the chevron stitch. This is the lace running stitch. First, we are going to make our running stitch. One stitch forward. Bring your needle through. Once you're done with your running stitch, you're going to bring your needle back up. You're going to pull it through. You're going to take your needle, insert it through that running stitch. For the first one, you're going to pull all the way through. And then you're going to hold your floss and insert your needle back through your first running stitch. I'm going to pull. You're going to hold your floss and create a loop. Once you're satisfied, you're going to insert your needle again through the next running stitch. You're going to use your finger to hold and make that loop. This stitch is good for ornamental borders and outlines. To end this stitch, you're going to make your final laced running stitch. Insert your needle through. Once you've got your loop, you're going to bring your needle down right outside of that last running stitch and pull your needle through. Just go back and adjust. There we go. You now have learned the laced running stitch. This is the buttonhole wheel. You're going to insert your needle through the bottom. Then you're going to bring your needle back through the top of that line, insert it into the center, pull it through, and now you're going to bring your needle on the right side and insert your needle through. So it's a little similar to a blanket stitch. Gonna pull through, adjust, enter through the center again. Don't pull all the way through and insert it back on your right and pull through. For this stitch, don't be afraid if you need to change how you are holding your hoop. This stitch is good for floral centers, rosettes, and decorative accents. You will continue going around the buttonhole wheel until you reach the last spoke, and I will teach you how to end the stitch. Okay, now we're about to do the final stitch. So in order to do this, you are going to take your needle. You're going to loop it underneath the first stitch that we did. So take your needle through. And once you've pulled your thread through, you're going to insert it back down in the middle. Keep holding with your left finger the final stitch. Adjust your thread if needed, and now you just learned the buttonhole wheel. This is the raised satin stitch. First, we are going to outline the shape in a back stitch. You're just gonna bring your needle through, insert, and then 1 stitch forward and insert your needle back through the last stitch where you just came out from. Continue this until you've outlined your entire shape. Now I'm going to bring my needle up from outside of that back stitch, go across on the outside of the opposite side of the back stitch, and just continue filling it in with my satin stitch. This is great for leaves, petals, letters, bowl shapes, anything that you want to give a raised, filled look. This is the threaded running stitch. You're going to first do a running stitch. So pull your needle through, 1 stitch length forward, bring your needle down. Okay, once done, you're going to bring your needle up. You'll notice I brought it towards the right side of the running stitch. Then you're going to insert it down through the next running stitch, and you're going to thread it all the way through. So pull your needle through, once again, all the way through. Keep doing this until you reach the final running stitch. This stitch is good for decorated borders and contrast lines. To end this stitch, you're going to take your last final threaded running stitch and then insert your needle through the middle of that last running stitch. This is the cross stitch. You're going to bring your needle through the left side of the first X, go diagonal, insert your needle through, then go towards the left, bring your needle through, and go diagonal once again. Bring your needle through just like that. Then you're going to go on the top, bring your needle through that same point of the top X, bring your needle diagonally across. Now you're going to bring your needle up top, pull your needle through, and go diagonal towards the left. You'll keep continuing this until you reach the final X of the cross stitch. This stitch is good for patterns, lettering, geometric shapes, or designs. Once you reach the end, you're just going to bring your needle up through, go diagonal, and bring your needle down, and then secure it in the back. And now you've learned the cross stitch. This is the Colonial Knot. You're going to bring your needle through. You're going to almost make a loop and take your needle underneath, wrap it around, making the number 8, and inserting your needle back down. So you're going to bring your needle up through, make a loop, and take your needle underneath it. Make the number 8, wrap the thread around your needle, and insert it back down. This is good for even, consistent knots and fine detail. It makes it easier if you already have mastered the French knot. Make sure you are not inserting through the same hole, but rather very near where you came up through. So pull your needle through, make a little loop, put your needle underneath, wrap around like the number 8, and insert close to where you came out from, and pull your needle through. Continue this method, and now you've learned how to do the colonial knot. This is the Danish knot. You can see it's a triangle. You're going to insert your needle at the top point, bring it down, make a straight stitch, diagonal across, pull your needle through. Now on the left, you're going to bring your needle up through, pull your needle up all the way through. Now you're going to take your needle and insert it towards the top of that triangle, keeping that floss on the left underneath. Pull all the way through. Now you're going to take your needle once again and go underneath that first stitch, over that piece of floss, pull through, and you just made a knot. And now you're going to take your needle and insert it through the same left hole that was created for that stitch, and then insert it all the way down, just like that. The Danish knot is great for textured accents and raised details. This is the raised chain stitch. First, you are going to make straight stitches all the way across. So bring your needle up and across. Continue doing this until you reach the top. Now you're going to bring your needle through the middle of that straight stitch. Bring your needle all the way through. Go underneath and towards the left of that first straight stitch. Pull tight. Bring your thread down. You're going to bring your needle up through the right side under that straight stitch and over that piece of thread that is hanging, and then you're going to pull through, and now you've got your first raised chain stitch. So now you're going to insert underneath both the straight stitch and the thread that's hanging. Pull through the left, pull all the way through. Then you're going to bring your needle up on the right side, go underneath that straight stitch, over that thread that's been hanging, and pull through. There we go. So take your needle from the right, under and over, pull through. This stitch is good for bold outlines, decorative lettering, textured motifs. Then bring your needle from the right side, go under and over, push your needle through, and then you're going to finish this by tacking it down on the outside and pushing your needle through. This is the whipped spider stitch. You're going to bring your needle through the center and then make straight stitches for each spoke. So insert it back out. Come through the center again. This stitch is good for flower centers, raised texture, seashells. We're going to do this until we have covered all the spokes with our floss. Now you're going to bring your needle up on the right side near the center. You're going to pull your needle through. You're going to go underneath the first spoke and wrap it around that first spoke, and now you're going to go back underneath that first spoke and the next spoke. You're going to pull through. So now you're going to take your needle through that second spoke, wrap it underneath, and then go underneath the second and third spoke. And you'll see that it's wrapping and then go underneath the next spoke and pull through. So you're going to bring your needle back. See, it's already underneath there. You're going to bring your needle back and then go underneath the next 2 spokes. Just like that. And you're going to continue this until you are done wrapping all the spokes. Don't be afraid to change how you are holding your embroidery hoop. Once done, you're going to wrap your needle underneath the last spoke. Bring your needle through and then insert it back down very near where you just came through, and just like that you finished the whipped spider stitch. And that's all 15 intermediate stitches. Let me know in the comments which stitch was your favorite. The full pattern is available on my Etsy shop if you'd like to keep stitching along, and don't forget to subscribe for more hand embroidery tutorials. Thanks for stitching with me. See you in the next video.